Wow, okay. I hope you have a good time in Singapore. Now, a couple of things I just need to highlight, which is a little bit boring. Number one, you fill in a white card on your way in, then check. Yeah, the immigration card. Please don't lose it. Don't lose it. Reason being, at the end of the trip, on your way out from Singapore, your day of departure, they will need that little card back. Now, without which, what happened? Somebody said you can stay here for free. Free accommodation, free food. Not exactly, but they'll give you a lot of problems. Alright, they'll ask you a lot of questions. So if you can, that white little card, the immigration card, please tell me you're still in your passport. Okay, alright, just keep it safe, alright? That is. Now, meanwhile, I'd just like to introduce right hand side. This is also part of the airport. Terminal 3. Terminal 2 is on your left. Further up, Terminal 4. Terminal 5 is on the way. Yes, why do we need so many terminals? We're just trying to give you a better service because a lot of flights coming in on a daily basis. So with many terminals, we can actually have more efficient, I hope, service. Alright? Okay, now that was the white card. Right? Everybody good with that, huh? Okay, the other thing is in Singapore, if you go to the big shopping mall, you will see when you buy something, they will charge you an extra 7%. 7%. That is what we call the Goods and Services Tax, GST in short. Alright, 7%. However, if you purchase more than 100 Singapore dollars, right, if you buy more than that, they will do a tax refund for you. For the tourists only. For the tourists only. The local don't get it, alright? So that's why when you go shopping, it's important that you bring your passport. Because some people will ask me, what happens if I photocopy copy of it? That just won't do. Won't do. They want to see the passport itself, right? So bring it along because you won't know. Maybe while shopping you suddenly find something you like and it's more than $100. So if you have your passport with you, the staff will print a very long piece of receipt with a barcode at the end. Alright, so that's where they can return you some money, not 7% though, 5.5%. So what happened to the 1.5%? The government claimed that is their administration fee. They took it, huh? Okay, so 5.5. They will return you at the end of your trip in Singapore on your way out at the airport. Right, so you can do a tax refund. Now, if you're going to some restaurants in Singapore, maybe it's a little bit on the high-end restaurants, right? They do charge this 7% too. So can you take it back? No. Anything that goes to the stomach and get digested, no. Alright, it's only things that you bought, shoes, watches, handbags, and things like that. Right? Item that they get to see it. Right, so this is what we call the Goods and Services Tax. Now, what happens if you are buying from those little stores along the roadside? Then no Goods and Services Tax. Right, they don't charge you. There's only the big shopping mall that does it. Right? Now, it's a good time to come to Singapore. Reason being, Christmas is actually very close. In fact, we have already light up a very beautiful street in Singapore. It's called Orchard Road. So at night you can go and have a look at the lights. It's beautiful. And this year our theme is the Disney Princess. Lovely. They have different color zone. Alright, so if you have the time, do go. The other thing is Singapore is very, very safe. It's very safe. So if you're going out at night, not to worry so much about the crime stuff, right? Because a lot of time I have to work until past 12 midnight. And I have to take a short walk to my block. So far, so good. I'm still alive after so many years. All right, touch wood. So I would like to stress, I said low crime, low. I didn't say no. All right, so don't get me wrong. So you still have to be cautious. I think it applies in any city. All right, so don't walk into the dark lane in the middle of the night or start counting a stack of cash with US dollars in front of everybody. All right, so just be cautious. They always say the safest place is the most dangerous place, or the dangerous place is the most safest, whatever it is. All right, so just be cautious. But on the whole, they're quite all right. Now, if you're eating a meal in what we call the local, we call it hawker center. Alright, so it's like a roadside, or maybe where you stay, the surrounding have a lot of what we call coffee shop. Coffee shop, no air condition, alright, so, but the food is very affordable. The cleanliness wise, don't worry, it's good. Alright, so let's see how much if you want to eat lunch. Let's say you want to try the local chicken rice, alright, at the local coffee shop. 3 Singapore dollars, quite sufficient. Yes, alright. But of course, if you're eating in what we call the food court, most of the time the food court will be inside a shopping mall. So they serve basically similar food, but a little bit more expensive, maybe $2 more, because you're paying for the ambience, the air condition, the cleanliness, so on and so forth. Alright, so on the whole, 10 Singapore dollars for one meal is more than enough. Okay, I in Singapore dollars, right? More than sufficient. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at right inside. Can you see in the middle of the road? No more trees. Notice, just on your right side, we put potted plants. The big trees are gone. Reason being, this stretch of the highway can be turned into a runway.
Wow.
Yes, in the event of emergency, that the plane need to land, emergency cases. So if you have huge trees planted here, then it's not feasible. So what happened is they put potted plants, palm trees on both sides. So these palm trees can be chopped off very easily. The lamppost is dismantled. And golf courses, we have way too many of them. 18. Small island like Singapore, we have 18 of them. Is way too many. So the government will be taking back most of these land once the lease is up. So probably you'll keep 6 of them. 6 of them. Alright. So but meantime, enjoy it. Maybe if you come back 6 years, 7 years down the road, all these will be gone. Right? Left hand side will be the seaside. Again, we don't have too many left. Most are gone, reclaimed for building flats. Alright, so as we moved up, this is the expressway. Do you find Singapore very green? There's a lot of trees, right? Yep. Singapore is also quite clean. And while you're in Singapore, just remember, government have a lot of laws and regulation. Littering, if you're caught littering, throw something on the ground, and somebody saw you, some officer, and what they would do is they would use their handphone to videotape you. Evidence. Alright, so once they caught you doing that, 300 Singapore dollars.
Oh my.
The fine is 300 if you get caught, yeah? Okay? So if you didn't get caught, then good luck to you. But if you get caught, it's 300 Singapore dollars. The other thing is, you smoke? Anybody? Okay. No, it's okay. It's not a crime. Just that you have to be cautious. Most of the places in Singapore, smoking is strictly prohibited. Right? So a lot of places you can't. Gardens, anywhere near kindergarten, schools, parks. You're queuing for a taxi. You're paying for a bus. All these places, right? So if you don't see people smoking, try not to. But if you have the urge, I understand. After a meal, you just want to do this. I understand. Look around. If you see the local standing at one corner smoking, join them. All right, that's all I can tell you. All right, so be careful. And the other thing is if you have phlegm in your throat. We always see these people go. Okay, that will be $200.
Oh my.
Right? No, you can take out a piece of tissue and dispose it on the tissue, whatever. Are you that hungry? No, you throw it in the dustbin. And also where you stay, your the areas, in the nighttime there's a lot of food, right? You will see a lot of stores selling fruits. You will see this thorny fruits called durian. You like it?
No.
Okay, some people love it, some people don't. Whatever it is, you walk along the streets, there are plenty in the nighttime, alright? So if you want to eat the durian, just eat it there and there. Don't bring it back to the hotel. Yeah, because the smell will be in the rooms forever, and they sometimes they will charge you cleaning fee because you stink up the whole room. All right. Now bring one of those durian to your friend's car, your good friend's car. No more friend because the smell is so bad. All right. So now, meanwhile, you're looking at on the right hand side. These are a lot of apartments. So most people in Singapore, I would say 85% of the population, we live in apartments as such. Because it's a tiny island, there's not enough space. So what if you say, oh, I cannot stay in a flat. I need to stay in a big house with a garden and a swimming pool. You can. I just pay for it, that's all. Alright? Because, oh, definitely. Even all these are private. This one is government. These are government. Alright? So these are very, very common. You will see a lot of us living in this kind of dwellings. Okay, these are the. After a while, you'll get the hang of it because a lot of time we have our guests from Hong Kong. You can't tell which one is government, which one is private. They can't, right? After a while, then they'll be able to. This is a school over here. We'll do all that tomorrow, all right, when we go on that city tour. Okay, this one government or private? This one. Government. Government. Yeah. If you look at it, it's kind of simple. Because the private are always very, very pretty to look at. They have beautiful windows, balconies, and so on and so. These are all government, right? But most of us lived in this kind of government apartment. We're very happy with it because it's very affordable. It's a lease for 99 years, so you can pass it to your children, your grandchildren. But Singapore history so far is only 53 years old. So we don't know what is going to happen, but these are flats, and then of course the surrounding will try to provide parks and playground, even exercise corner for people. Right? There's a lot of these facilities. Okay, so these are government. Okay, today, ladies and gentlemen, there's no program. How about tomorrow? You want to buy a car? Well, okay. Cars is definitely very expensive, right? In fact, it is the most expensive, I think, in the whole world. Before you can buy them, you need to go and bid for a certificate. There's a piece of paper that you have to obtain because the government regulate by the demand and supply factor. Okay, so this piece of paper, what we call the certificate of entitlement, let's put it across the board, right? I'll set you back 80,000 Singapore dollars. This piece of paper times 40, right? 80 times 40. 3.2 million pesos. Yeah. Okay, times 40 because your money just times 40. So this piece of paper will set you back, and then once you get this piece of paper, then you get to go to the car showroom to select the model that you want. Alright, so let's say just a very average Japanese car. Let's say that one is 120,000 plus 80,000, 200,000. 200,000 times 40. 8 million. 8 million peso. Yeah. This is just an ordinary car. If you want more expensive, yes. If you want more expensive brand like some sports car, that will cost you a lot. All right. Now, what are these? Private? Government? Private. Private. Look at it. You have a fence surrounding it, and within it there is tennis court, the swimming pool. So this is private. Okay. There is actually a very easy way to tell the difference. If you see people hanging out their clothing on a bamboo, that will be public. Yeah. Because the private, they won't allow it, right? They won't allow it. So, yeah. Okay, alright, ladies and gentlemen, so once again, once we reach the hotel, checked in, I think you need to rest and shower, have something to eat perhaps, right? So I'll see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Yes. Okay. Thank you.